It's a good, fun atmosphere. Everybody's really friendly, really helpful. There's lots of cars to look at.
Physically, you can stand right next to the cars, McLarens, Red Bulls and all sorts of things. The sort of cars you dream about, at least I dream about.
Welcome to day 3 here at Autosport International. It's the first day, hurrah, that it's been open to the public. Woohoo!
Hurrah, the first time in 3 years that we've all got together.
Absolutely.
And for the motorsport community, this really is the event that kicks off the season.
It is. There's a real buzz here, and today is your chance to take a look around and get some inspiration about things you can do to make your car really special, or maybe even splash out on a supermodel of your own.
Yeah, this is the place where you can discover how you can make your own car a potential award winner. Coming up, we meet the finalists for the Top Tuned Car competition and find out who's won.
I meet the students racing to be motorsport's innovators of tomorrow.
I chat to former Formula 1 driver and 3-time Le Mans champion Alan McNish.
And I'm backstage with the stars of the live action arena.
Well, here I am in the Performance and Tuning Car Show area to show you something very, very exciting. Something brought in overnight, in fact, here at the show. You can see behind me these lovely red cloths, and these are covering, these covers, some beautiful cars. But what cars? We don't know just yet, do we? Because it's all about the competition, the Top Tuned Car competition in association with the Performance and Tuning Car Show and Fast Car as well. So we're going to find out all about the cars. We're going to find out who is going to be winning the competition. But what was the competition, I hear you cry? Well, a few months ago, it was put out to the public to start submitting their cars for this particular competition. Cars that have been modified to the max, some really extreme ones too. And then it went to a judging panel. It was whittled down to 10, shortlisted down to 10, and put back out to a public vote where you then decided which car would win today's competition here at the show. And tell you what, the competition has been absolutely incredible. So let's have a look at the final three, the 3 cars that have made it here into the hall this weekend. We'll start in no particular order, so we're going to announce the winner. We'll start in no particular order with the Vauxhall Astra, the VXR, owned by Simon Kelly. He made the car look like a racing car. Very, very cool indeed. Full wrap, as you can see, rear spoiler, side exit exhaust on there, air suspension. It's been fully stripped, and there's a roll cage inside. Great for your shopping. You can get loads and loads of shopping inside this one. And all the modifications on this car created an over 400 brake horsepower machine. It really is very, very impressive. Next up, we'll have a look at the Ford Focus ST Mark IV. Owned by Sam Wells. Unique white coloured beast, it says here in inverted commas. Many, many engine modifications. AirTech intercooler, KMS exhaust, it's Puma speed, short shifter, many, many cosmetic mods. You can see it really is extreme. It's slammed to the floor as well with this air ride. And then we go on to the Ford Escort Mexico Mark II. Absolutely stunning. Look at this. Owned by Andy Devine. Performance exhausts, twin charge cooler system from BMW Mark V, and it also got multiple engine mods, making it over 450 brake horsepower. Many, many more odds as well, other than the obvious alterations. So let's find out a little bit about the competition itself and head over to the editor of Fast Car, Matt is here. It's great to see you. Tell us, first of all, a bit about the competition itself. You know, what was the reason behind it?
So we started this initiative with the Performance and Car Tuning Show roughly in September. We opened the applications up to everyone who wanted to apply. We opened that up on fastcar.co.uk and shared that onto our Facebook social channels, as did Autosport International as well. And over the September and the October, we had applicants in, and then we whittled that down to 10.
Well, it's great to see it's going so well, and here it's going so well as well. Let's have a look then, shall we, at the 3. So we've seen the cars really in the images, but it's time to reveal the top 3, and this is in order from the public vote. So we're going to go 3, 2, and then 1 in order of the cars, and speak to the owners of the cars as well. So Matt, do you want to take up your position just there to reveal car number 3 then, voted by you, the public? Let's have a look at which one it was. Was it the Astra, was it the Focus, or was it the Ford Escort Mexico Mark II? Take it away, chaps. Oh wow, have a look at that. If you couldn't work it out from the cover, the Ford Escort Mexico Mark II belonging to Andy Devine. Andy is just over here as well. Andy, if you jump over to us here, we're going to take a quick look around your car. Third on the vote then, third on the public vote. Wow, Mark II Escort, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. Talk us through your passion, your love for this, and we'll take a little wander around it.
I've had the car for 28 years. It's a 1978 Mark II Escort Mexico. A lot of people think I've killed an original Mark II Mexico. But it's a little bit of all genres of motorsport, so a little bit of NASCAR, a little bit of JDM. It runs a modified Cosworth YB, fully built by Julian Godfrey, Quaife 6-speed sequential on air shift. An awful lot of 3D printing on the car, so trying to use like a new technology on a resto mod. So literally everything's been modified. An awful lot of carbon fibre on the car. We cut the roof off, real carbon fibre roof. So just went a bit mad with it.
So was it, I mean, you went a bit crazy with the pen and paper, did you, to come up with some of the concepts?
Yeah, correct. It was sort of a rolling evolution. Originally I wanted to try and keep the car as a bit of a sleeper, a high power sleeper, so looking like a really stock Mark II Escort. But the problem is you go to shows, and you'll turn up and they'll be like, oh look, there's a green Mark II Escort, there's a red Mark II Escort, and they all look the same. And I wanted it to really pop and stand out. So Zack Speed obviously make the Group 2 Arch kit, so I'd use that, and then as I say, an awful lot of carbon fibre to take weight out of the car. And then during lockdown, I sort of discovered 3D printing, and it was a bit of a lockdown skill, so started going a bit mad with a 3D printer and made everything on the car. So went a bit crazy.
I think it's fantastic. It's very, very striking. Andy, well done. It's already featured in Fast Car as well, but there's going to be around the show little QR codes. If you are here, you can check them out for yourself and see the article. Andy, thank you so much indeed. Let's make our way around here then, shall we? Because we're going to reveal the second place car. Now, is it the Astra? Is it the Focus? Let's take a glance over here. You should be able to work it out from that silhouette just there. But gents, let's see car number 2, the second place in the competition. And look at that, Ford is the badge on there to start with. We know it's the Ford Focus ST, the Mark IV. This unique white-coloured beast owned by Sam. Well, Sam, second place in the competition for you. I mean, this is a striking bit of kit, isn't it? I mean, what have you done to it apart from a lot?
Yeah, far too much. It's been many hours of work gone into it and everything like that. So everything's been done myself, all the air rides, roll cage, all the engine mods and everything like that. So it's had plenty of hours put into it.
I've only seen images of this. I've not seen it yet. So let's take a little stroll around and peer through. Let's do what the old dads do, peer through the window and have a look inside there. Talk us through the interior. You say you've got a roll cage in there, so you've stripped out the back seats, obviously.
Yeah, of course, taking out the back seats, making it less practical than it's meant to be. So, and then I've got the Hexis bucket seats, and just a couple carbon fibre trims in there, and everything's sort of exposed so people can have a look and stick their nose and everything like that. And done the roof liner with starlights, and there's a couple bits that still need to be done, but every project's never finished.
The rims are fantastic. I'm looking at these as well, because you've kept a bit of chrome in there too, haven't you, which gives it a little bit of a pop. I imagine outside, the lights of the NEC never really do these sorts of things justice, but I bet outside it really does sparkle away.
Yeah, they're not even meant to be for this car. With a bit of adaptation, I've managed to get them to fit, thankfully. So it was a bit of trial and error.
I'm guessing there's an air ride because they're running very low.
Yes, definitely. Always air ride everything. That's what I always go with.
Absolutely, it's fantastic. Well done there. Congratulations. And as we say, we're probably going to see these in Fast Car very, very soon. So stay tuned for that one. Thanks very much there to Sam. Let's have a look then, shall we? We know there's one car remaining. We know what it's going to be, but we want the big moment here. Let's have the reveal then of the winning car, the one voted the most by you here in the Top Tune Car competition, Fast Car Magazine and the Performance and Tuning Car Show. Take it away, gents. And there it is, the Vauxhall Astra, the VXR, owned by Simon Kelly. Let's grab a word from the man himself. Simon, well, I work in motorsport a lot, so I see cars that look very much like this. It looks like a touring car. It's that's the ethos, is it?
Yeah, I mean, it's been 10 colours, and this was an idea that I had designed off the old 1994 Calibra DTM car. So I picked it off and then wanted to put my own twist on it. So put a bit more modern touches. So put like the glittery white and then like the fluorescent yellow and all the black's all reflective as well. So sort of just put something a bit different. So I wanted to put my own twist on an old Opel livery. So I wanted to keep an Opel touch, but keep it a bit more me.
How many hours, how much money, how much sweat and blood and tears have gone into this?
A lot. I mean, I've had it nearly 11 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, it's been 10 colours. I've done all the wrap myself, so the only one I haven't done is this. I haven't done the livery on this, but every other wrap I've done it all myself. Most of the work I've done, majority myself. I'll get it all done myself, but I've had help from other companies to do some of the work. But yeah, a lot of hours, a lot of money, but yeah, it's worth it.
It's absolutely amazing. Inside as well, so let's have a quick gander inside, shall we? You've got a roll cage in there, obviously, but did you get any funny looks with this car when you're just driving down the street?
Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of people pointing, taking photos. It's quite an entertaining drive because you've always got someone smiling, pointing at you. It's always an entertaining, especially even with police, because a lot of people think it's a police car because of the colours on it, because it's got the white and yellow. You get sort of smiles from police, but yeah, it's just great fun to drive.
Great fun to drive. It's great fun to look at as well. Thank you so much for well done, by the way, as well. There you go, the winner, Simon Kelly. Now these cars, we say, are going to feature a little bit more in Fast Car, and let's grab Matt as well. He's back over here. Matt, we're just taking a look at these three cars. I mean, they are very, very different from each other, aren't they, in the style? Was that part of the shortlisting process?
It is, yeah. I mean, and also they do share one common theme, and that's some individuality. There's some custom parts pretty much on everything. As you can see, there are a lot of custom parts for this. We've got obviously the bonnet exhaust here. Sorry, we've got a custom spoiler there, which is apparently is one of one in Europe as well. We've got Andy's Escort over here. We've actually done a video on this car. We know the extensive work that's gone on this. It's a Mark II, genuine Mark II Escort Mexico, and I'm sure Andy will explain that with the Cosworth unit and whatnot. It's a fantastic build. Again, loads of custom parts, and of course over here we've got a brand new Focus ST Mark IV here. And while the tuning industry for Fords is very strong, you get parts quite quickly. Sometimes you are the first to do things when it's a new car like that. So Sam over here, he had to get custom bags over from the US. So it's those sort of levels of individuality, the custom, the overall attention to detail with these builds that we loved. And of course we will be featuring all. As I said, we've already featured the Escort. We're going to be featuring this Astra on the website as well, and hopefully Sam will get his feature in Fast Forward magazine as well, which is fantastic.
No, it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much there, Matt. Let's wrap this up then. So there you go. You've seen the three cars. You can check them out for yourself here at Hall 4 at the show, the Performance and Tuning Car Show. If you want to check it out, Fast Car Entertainment, Fast Car Magazine, the online magazine now have been part of this competition. We've got the winners. We've got the three finalists here. You can check out the cars. Do you agree, though? 3 for the Escort, 2 for the Focus, and first place for the Astra? Come and check them out for yourself and have a look.
Is often the dreamland for us motorsports fans, but how do you actually get a job in F1? Well, for those young enough to take part, there is a fantastic project called F1 in Schools, and you'll see behind me here just some of the fantastic young people who are taking part in this initiative, which gives them the chance to work as a team, create their own race team, investigate all different aspects of the sport, and even design their own race car. And rightfully so, the national finals are being held here once again at Autosport International. So let's go and find out more about this project. So I'm here now with Andrew Denford. This is your brainchild, the F1 in Schools. Well done you. It's an incredible concept. Tell us more about it.
Well, it's basically bringing the whole of Formula One into the classroom. It's the world's biggest STEM competition. We're operating in 58 countries around the world, 26,000 schools. Okay,
so for schools that aren't involved, how do they get involved? Can anybody get on board and get involved in the competition?
Yeah, they go to f1inschools.co.uk, register on the website. Regionals are coming up in March, April. Still got time to register. Get the team together. Come along. They probably won't win if they're just brand new into the game, but then they'll come back each year after year, and they will go to the Worlds at some point if they get up to the top of the tree, and those students are taken on by Formula One teams. So Formula One recruit from F1 in Schools because these are the brains of the future. To think we're all over the world, and in Singapore next year, this year at the World Finals, we're going to have over 60 teams there from all corners of the world competing. No, I never thought that would happen. But it's just evolved, so it's not just been taken out of control. We've evolved it slowly with, the growth of different countries and trained them into delivering it and putting on professional events like this. World Finals is another level up from this, and they'll have 8 days of pure enjoyment, but very, very hard work. I've just spent 10 minutes, 15 minutes on a Welsh stand, and 6 girls there have produced a sustainability plan, which I never even thought they'd ever come up with, which is making axles out of bamboo, paint that's got no, oil, and just so many different things they're thinking of that we never thought about. Sustainability is driving a lot of what we do now in F1 in schools, which is fabulous. But we change the rules and regulations every year to make them think about aerodynamics and change the front wing, the rear wing. Interchangeable front wings are coming on board now. So lots of new things which will test them, so they just can't come back with the same old car each year. They've got to evolve with us. And then just give them different tests of adding new things to the challenge to make sure that they don't sit on the laurels.
Andrew, absolutely, Jen, well done with what you've achieved. It's been really fascinating speaking to you, and I'm so excited to go and see what the young people do.
Okay, go and enjoy yourself.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So we're racing as Team Tanwen today in the F1 in Schools competition. We're an all-female team, which is why Tanwen is a female Welsh name. We love being Welsh. We really wanted to bring a bit of Cymru to Birmingham with us, and sustainability is a huge part of the competition for us as well. So we've tried to use a paint that is based mostly on sugar and water and alcohol, rather than more of the harsher chemicals that are often in spray paints. And you can see here behind me we have a bamboo plant, and here you can see that we're going to be planning on growing bamboo axles for next season or next round or whatever we're doing next, so that hopefully that will reduce our reliance on steel a little bit.
So we are Vertex Racing, and as you can see, we are very, very all-range based. This is because we believe all-range captures the idea of passion, the idea of striving for the top, the idea of speed. And this is also encapsulated in our logo, which you can see all around us. It's triangular to establish a sense of stability, that we stick together as a team, that we unite together. And these pointy edges capture our name Vertex, as well as suggesting the idea of speed, dynamics, and all that, right? Because this is a racing competition after all.
Our name's Zephyrus. Zephyrus is the Greek god of the west wind, and we had a former teacher who we all absolutely adored, and his name was Mr. West. So our team, we've had a great run. We've only been together 1 year as a whole team, but it's still been very fun. A lot of designs, a lot of iterations. We also created this wind tunnel, which you can see in the bottom. We had to create it all ourselves in-house, but it turned out to be really well.
Well, it's taught us so much, about STEM as well. We've learned so much about the car, about how it works. We just learned all about engineering. It's made a huge difference in what we want to do in the future. It's also taught us so much about communication with businesses and with other teams. We've really enjoyed getting to meet other teams as well today, which has been lovely. I think it's definitely changed what a lot of us were thinking, because it kind of started out as a project where we were like, oh yeah, we'll enjoy it, it'll be a bit of fun. And we've all kind of gone, wow, we love this. So I know a lot of people in my team now are thinking of being engineers. Chloe wants to be a biomedical engineer. So many interesting choices. And I think what it's taught me is that I really love the marketing and promotion side, and Indigo's decided that she would like to be a graphic designer because of this. We've all, not only have we learned so much about engineering, we've gone, oh, there's so many other elements to this field.
Working as part of an F1 Schools team hasn't been only about design, it's been about sponsorships and collaborations as well. For example, the material Vincent was talking about, we manufactured in collaboration with 3D Print UK, our main sponsor, and we wouldn't have been able to produce these amazing materials without their help. We also did social collaborations with charities such as Spear, which is an organization in our borough which supports young adults out of education and employment between the age of 16 to 24 to get into employment, and we donated £300 of our sponsorship funds to them. So those are the types of collaborations we did with our sponsors.
I think for sure it's just the team aspect. All of us, the 6 of us, we've just bonded so much as a team through doing this project. We weren't as close when we started, but we've been together for almost 2 years now, and we've just consistently been growing and growing and growing as a team.
It will mean everything to us, all members of our team. We put our free times, school times into the F1 Schools project. It will mean a lot, and we'll be very happy if we get into the World Finals.
Going to the World Finals, me and the rest of the team, has been our dream. We'd love to go aboard, have a great trip, be able to actually perform on a world stage and have our effort actually be fulfilled.
Well, what an inspiring group of young minds. And who knows, maybe some of them will go on to shape the cars we see on track in the future. Still to come, I'm finding out about what could be the journey of a lifetime.
I catch up with former F1 driver and 3-time Le Mans champion Alan McNish.
And I'm backstage with the stars of the live action arena.
Formula Woman disappeared in 2004, but it came back in 2021. It came back with a vengeance. It was great to see it back in the calendar, great to see an event called Formula Woman back on our screens. And this lady knows all about it. Alicia Barrett, she won it last year, which means you're going to be racing in a GT Cup. We'll come to that, though, in just a bit. First of all, tell me a bit about Formula Woman.
So Formula Woman aims to get people with little to no motorsport experience, females, into the sport and guide them on how they get into racing and how they carry on racing too. So we did that through the competition and our new academy as well.
Tell me a bit about the competition, the Formula Woman competition itself.
So it first ran in 2021, which is the one that I competed in. So we had a bunch of assessment days where we were trained in media, track days, karting, fitness, all the things that make you a good racing driver. And we eventually went to the finals, so made it to the last 10, and we went to Sweden ice driving, where we then picked the winners to race in the GT Cup. So we've started a junior academy, which is between 12 and 17. So the aim is to start with the fundamentals, which is karting. So I've raced in kart since I was 8 to 16 years old. So hopefully I'm going to be coaching some girls, getting young girls, and it's basically to train them so that they feel confident enough to then enter karting races. And then our other academy is 16 plus or 17 plus, depending on what license you have. And that's basically training, one-to-one track days, everything, and we help you get your race license, and then hopefully we can get you into some club races as well.
It's fantastic to see Formula Woman back on the calendar, as I say. And remember, of course, when it comes to women in motorsport, it's every area, not just behind the wheel. It's mechanics, it's engineers, every aspect. So Formula Woman being here is one part, but it's so good to see you here. It's so good to see Formula Woman being represented. And you can find out more. Just go to any well-known search engine and pop in Formula Woman.
So I'm here now on the Cannon Run stand with Jay Cannon. This is your baby. I see what you did there. For those that don't know about Cannon Run, tell us all about it.
Okay, so the Cannon Run is basically a luxury driving holiday for people that own supercars, but not only supercars, we cater for all individuals. We do 8 events a year. Some of the events conquer the UK roads. They're a little bit smaller, they're more in people's price range, but then our flagship event is always out into Europe, and 2023 is 2 nights in Monaco and then on to Italy, to Bologna, Maranello, which is the home of Ferrari, then down to Rome and Vatican City.
Wow, you don't mess about, Jay, do you? No. And this is your baby, as I say. You started it, 8 years ago? You're a young pup, so how did it come about then? Where did the idea come from?
I started the business 8 years ago. I exhibited at Autosport first 6 years ago, and it really helped put us on the map. We met some great clients. I actually went on another event when I was 20, which was great, but I saw flaws in the event basically, and I thought I can do this better myself, which I soon came to learn was very difficult and actually wasn't as easy as I thought it would be. But 8-9 years later, we're here. We've made an imprint in the motorsport industry and in the supercar world, and it's been, I suppose, an astronomical rise. So yeah. Okay,
so tell us what goes on behind the scenes then, on one of the Cannon Run tours. You told us where you go, but what can people expect then? If they're thinking, oh, I like the sound of that, I'll get myself booked on, what can they expect?
Okay, so taking our flagship event, the Mega Run, it's a package holiday basically. They have a 5-star hotel every evening, which is phenomenal, and it geographically is in the right place for us to move on to the next destination every day. There's a VIP evening party every single night, whether it be a party in a club or a casino or a sit-down meal. There's always a VIP evening event. In the daytime, we stop off at places like the Le Mans Raceway and watch the 24-hour race, or another activity along the way that we'll hand-pick. The roads are all hand-picked and pre-driven, so you're on like the Stelvio Pass in Italy, or the Grossglockner Pass in Austria, or the Pyrenees Mountains like we did last year, which is on the way to Spain. So luxury coach every night to take you to and from the evening events, 2 recovery vehicles in case the cars break down so we can collect you and help you, 10 staff on hand all the times, and the only thing you have to pay for really is a bit of fuel and your evening food and beer.
Excellent. You've thought of absolutely everything. So you did mention some of the cars here. Let's walk along, and because you can't not see these. They're absolutely incredibly beautiful. I've already been given instructions not to touch one of them specifically, which we'll find out why in just a moment. So talk us through what we've got here then, because they are absolutely stunning.
So we try and involve our clients with the events that we go to. It also saves us a logistical nightmare getting cars home after. So this is Chris's Mercedes AMG GT. This is a sort of typical vehicle that you'd see on the Mega Run or Spring Break, and it's sort of your entry-level supercar. So this Mercedes AMG is somewhere probably around 70,000-80,000. It's very affordable and reachable for people, and as I said, we accept all vehicles. It's not about what car you drive for us, it's about the people. So
I like this. It's like a bit of a community as well.
We call it the Cannon Run family.
Love it. Oh wow, I want to join. What's this one here then? Talk us through what we've got here. Nice Lamborghini.
This is a Lamborghini Countach, so typically the one that you'd have seen in Wolf of Wall Street where he was crawling down the steps. That's your sort of first ever poster Lamborghini there, sort of vehicle that put them on the map.
Well, this one is the one that you told me specifically I'm not allowed to touch, so I don't go any nearer than this. Why can't you touch this one?
This one has VVS diamond dust in the paint from factory, and the car is also full blue carbon, so it's a Koenigsegg Regera. It's owned by one of our friends and clients. His name is Zach, and it's around about 3.6 million, that car.
Wowza. Okay, so I'm going to walk round this way. I don't want to go anywhere near it, knowing just how much that one cost. Oh wow, another one indeed here. I tell you what, this is like every car enthusiast's dream right here. What a fabulous job you've got. What have we got here?
So this is my baby. It's a Ferrari SF90. It's Ferrari's first hybrid hypercar. It's 1,000 horsepower at the factory, and they are 600,000.
And last but not least, what we've got here, another beautiful car.
BMW M3 4-door. This is another one of our clients' vehicles. Typically comes on spring break, which is our lower end of trips. But this vehicle just shows everybody at the show we don't care about only supercars. All vehicles are welcome on the Cannon Run. We cater for everybody. We also cater for families, children, friends.
Oh wow!
Like on the Mega Run, the youngest client we've ever had is 6. Came with Frankie, come with his dad. Yeah, is in Nicky Beach till 11 o'clock at night with us, partying on the bed.
Oh yeah, my gosh!
Phenomenal.
I think we'll probably hear a lot more from little Frankie if he's going on these sorts of holidays at 6.
So he'll be here over the weekend, so you should come and say hello to him.
Brilliant. Okay, so as you said, you first exhibited here 8 years ago. Presumably it wasn't quite on this scale.
No.
Why would you say to people then who perhaps haven't been or are coming along for the first time, what's so incredible about ASI? Because it is a brilliant show, isn't it?
Okay, so for me, the most incredible part about Autosport is the network that you grow. So 6 years ago when we were here, I was on a stand which was an 1/8 this size. We were under a little red marquee, and I had a really old supercar, and I met a company called Varlo Industrial here, who have been my headline sponsor now for 5 years, and they're still with me today. So networking phenomenon with added VIP style. That's what I can say about AIS.
I like it, absolutely. I mean, not only is it a great place to be, but like you say, for those connections, those, you know, business contacts, and just being in the right place, right time.
Yeah, 100%. And not only that, you get to see an array of amazing vehicles. So yeah,
you absolutely do. It's like being a kid in a sweet shop. Jay, thank you very much. Long may the success continue.
Well, look what I found here. Alan Mutnish, 3-time Le Mans winner, also won in the World Endurance Championship, 3-time American Le Mans winner, raced Formula One. I mean, the CV is endless. It's great to be back. It's great to see you here. What's it like for you being back here at this show?
I love the show. I remember when I first went to the show, and it was in London at the time, and since then every year it's like a kick-off of the season. Really gets the sort of adrenaline flowing, and also you meet a lot of people that you haven't seen over the winter for a wee while, so it's for me it's the start of 2023.
Now, I mentioned just your success at Le Mans, 3-time Le Mans winner. It's the 100th anniversary coming up this year as well. Are you conscious when you get in that car of all the grand history around you, even before you set out on the race?
The first year I drove at Le Mans, I've got to be honest with you, I wasn't. I thought, this is like every other race. Yeah, it's big, there's a lot of crowd, everything else. But when you win the race, and thankfully I was able to achieve that in 1998 the first time, and stand on the podium and there's 50,000 people just in front of you on the circuit in the pit lane, applauding, and you're like a rock star, and the telephones are ringing, and it's just constant. And you realise that this race is an iconic one. You realise that it actually is one that makes people's careers. And that's drivers, but it's also teams and cars that become iconically linked to Le Mans. And ultimately, I think it's one of the most special places that a driver can ever race, and also definitely, if you're ever on the podium, one of the most special places you can ever finish a race.
Jump forward 100 years from now, I won't be here, you won't be here, unless something amazing happens, right? What is Le Mans going to be like in 100 years from now?
I don't think we could have predicted, or the founders of Le Mans could have predicted what they were doing when they had that first race 100 years ago. In 100 years' time, I'm very sure Le Mans will be there. Probably the cars will not quite be cars, they'll be magnetically floating above the circuit, but they'll still be pushing the endurance and also the performance and the human performance to the absolute limit. Because it's not just a race, it's a test. And that test is against yourself as against the car. And I think it's going to be there as one of the events and a pilgrimage for 70,000 Brits every single year across the channel to go to see this iconic event.
Could talk to you forever really about motorsport, particularly with the future with electric racing and things. You had some involvement, fair bit of involvement in that as well with Formula E and others. But Alan, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for chatting to us, and it's great to see you back.
Thank you very much. It's fantastic to be back here, and looking forward to being back here many years in the future.
Amen.
Johnny Herbert, absolute legend. I'm fangirling a little bit now, but hopefully playing it cool. Johnny, was I playing it cool? Or
you were playing it very cool, very cool, very cool.
Absolute pleasure to meet you. Now, you have been hosting the Live Action Arena, which is jam-packed, adrenaline-fueled. It really is the place to be. First year presenting it, how's it gone for you?
Yeah, been okay. We didn't have sort of as much practice as we wanted, myself and Emma, but yeah, we got through it. Again, it's the first one. We've got another one show coming tomorrow, and then there's 5 coming on Saturday and Sunday. So I think we're getting to a rhythm once it gets going. But yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's something completely different. I've been in the grandstand being interviewed, but actually sort of doing the hosting of it it's been good, actually. I've enjoyed it so far, but we've only done one.
So logistically, obviously quite a lot of planning. Each act kind of has their own act within the whole show. So we work out the running order of that. Then we will walk through the show in terms of introducing people. And then Johnny and I will go back with the directors and producers, and we'll write a script according to what we're introducing and what's coming up next. A little chit chat between us, and then we'll run through it without lights. And then we'll do like a full dress run where everybody's ready to go like a show, and then we do press show, which was today.
Well, again, it's just an entertainment from cars that will be doing jumps, be doing drifting, a little bit of racing sort of involved at the same time. There's cars and there's motorbikes, there's new and there's old, and then there's just a little bit of sort of chitty chatter sort of during the event as well. We got a couple of sort of guests that will be coming in as well over the next couple of days, so we'll have a little chat with them, and I think it's going to be so that the entertainment side of it is really good. And there's 2 big screens where the cars will be racing round as well. There's normally information about what types of cars they are, how much horsepower they've got, etc. So it's just trying to be informative about the different forms of motorsport that are out there that we don't normally see. There's like some massive stock cars out there with 9 litres, and they're noisy beasts, but it's just nice to see them inside in the arena here at the Autosport International.
I mean, if they love cars, if they love drifting, loud noises and racing, they're going to love the show. I don't want to give away too much. We have a big finale at the end, which is very cool, but they'll have to come down and check it out.
And finally, about Autosport International, tell us, why is this such a fantastic show to be at?
Well, it's always been an important one because it's great when you go out into the different halls to see all the different cars, from the old cars to the new cars. the future technology as well. That's always been a big part of coming here at the show.
Oh, do you know what? I think at the beginning of the year, it just gets everybody set up for the year coming ahead. Motorsport fans, bike fans, and just that community that all get together and they just enjoy the show. There's so much to see here. Yeah, I love it.
But that's what's lovely about it, because there's a nice mix of the touring car, Le Mans drivers, GT drivers, all the other forms of motorsport that we've got. Rally, I'm going to keep going on if I keep thinking about others. But it's brilliant because, you know, Autosport International has always been, I think, an important part of that kickstart to the season. Again, it was 2020 last one we had, so it's nice that we're back to normality-ish.
If you're into cars in any way, this is the place to come, obviously.
You get up close to these phenomenal racing cars.
Supercars to drifting cars to rally cars, anything automotive. If you're into it, I'd come to Autosport.
Make sure you're back with us tomorrow for the final day, and if you can, book a ticket and come down in person.
Absolutely, you won't regret it. But if you can't get here in person, then don't forget you can tune in to our highlight show. We'd love to have you with us, and we'll be taking a look ahead as to how you can get involved in Autosport International 2024.
Excellent. We'll see you
See you
tomorrow.
then.